Greetings and welcome to the first Red Smeg character bio. Today we will be taking a look at the legendary former nuggetizer and now bartender, Barry Buckle, the second-born son of Simon Cuckle. Barry Buckle was raised in the Uckle village, a remote, off-the-grid village that was exclusive to the Uckle family. He endured a very harsh childhood, forced to forage and hunt for sustenance. His only family member who would care for him was his older brother, Jimmy Chuckle. At the age of 17, Barry and his older brother went exploring and found their way into a nearby cave. At first, they were naturally curious to explore, but as they progressed, their desire to continue became something much more primal. It turns out this village was the birthplace of the infamous Podzol scourge, a plague that would continue to torment not just the Uckle family, but the entire world, and would eventually put it in a doomsday scenario. Barry and Jimmy didn't make it out of that cave for approximately 4 years. They survived through the sheer power of the Podzol virus alone and finding small water reserves to keep hydrated. Due to their exposure of the Podzol, they received various side effects, some good, some bad. Upon making their way out of the cave after years, they were different men entirely. Jimmy's intelligence remained, whilst Barry lost the ability to communicate entirely. Barry relied on his brother for support in navigating this cruel world. The brothers then claimed a small property by the name of Nugget Ranch and utilized this location to create a nuggetization business, luring unsuspecting guests in and nuggetizing them. Nuggetization is the act of removing the limbs from a corpse and selling it on the black market. This business ran for a multitude of years, until Barry was 26. By this time, Jimmy was 31. The business ended when they messed with a group of campers, one being a man known as Johnny. It was later revealed that this was Eoskal, the Podzol's chosen acolyte. But at the time, his humanity remained. Jimmy and Barry manipulated the group into being eliminated, one by one. The only one to survive was Eoskal, who would later return to fight them again. This battle would result in Jimmy Chuckle being completely murdered, as Eoskal's power was simply too much. Barry barely made it out alive of this scenario, but was left to rot in the Podzol cave. Months later, Skitty found him, and this is where his life would completely change. Skitty took Barry in and put him through a series of trials and tribulations, each designed to target the Podzol curse inside Barry and purify his soul. The most effective trial was giving Barry severe brain damage, but the Podzol would regenerate the lost brain matter. This luckily gave Barry more cognitive function, and he was ready to be a member of society after a decent amount of training. This is when Skitty left him to adapt to society. He bought a saloon in Valentine and started earning an honest wage. After a few years, he bought a property not too far from Valentine and married a woman by the name of Piano Puckle. Unfortunately, they divorced after a year, but had a son, Boris Buckle. Piano Puckle took the child and said, "Barry cannot see him." This made Barry sad for a bit. But when he discovered a message from his late brother regarding a powerful artifact known as the Chuck Piece, he realized he had a lot to fight for. He gathered a small crew to go and find this legendary artifact. The crew was formed of Skitty, Eoskal, Dr. Labman Jr., and the legendary Sniper. When they arrived in the Great Desert, a disaster happened. Eoskal betrayed the crew. Barry could not remember how or why it happened. Skitty is confirmed to be killed in action, but Labman and Sniper may still be alive. It is likely Eoskal's virus finally took control. It is now up to Barry to find out why this happened and how to prevent it. Now regarding Barry's abilities, he possesses many. He has powerful Podzol punches, the ability to regenerate major injuries, and the ability to jump high. A rare ability that only Buckle can do well is teleportation. No one knows how this is possible, but Barry has pulled it off. No other Podzol user can do that effectively. Barry has a very witty, carefree personality and always tries his best to do the right thing. His best allies are Jimmy Chuckle and Skitty. He has respect for Eoskal, but still dislikes him for killing his brother. He struggles with cravings to nuggetize and scream, but he manages to resist, remembering what Skitty taught him. Barry Buckle is proficient with small firearms and melee weaponry, and is a very effective fighter. due to his combat experience and Podzol abilities. The only stronger Podzol users are Simon Cuckle and, of course, Eoskal. That's all for today's character bio. Thank you for watching, and let me know which character to do next.